They do not walk in formation, they scatter. One moves towards shade, another towards grain, another towards nothing in particular. Fragments. Feathers shift in different directions, footprints cross and erase each other. Roses bloom apart from the tree stand apart from the field. Nothing arranged, nothing symmetrical, and yet the field holds them. The wind passes through all at once. Light falls without preference. Dust rises as one soft veil. What appears scattered belongs to a single morning. Fragmentation is not disorder, it is unity, seen from too close a distance. Step back. The hands, the tree, the roses, the wind compose one silent structure, not imposed, not declared, simply present. This is how meaning survives. Fragmentation must be unified. In trans-temporal minimalism, time is not linear but accumulative. What appears scattered is layered. Unity is not smoothness, it is structure beneath rupture. Fragmentation must feel unified. This is not an aesthetic choice, it is a discipline of perception. Why does modern poetry often feel broken? Why do images shift abruptly? Voices change without warning. Time collapses into fragments. And yet, why does it still feel meaningful? The answer lies in a crucial principle. Fragmentation must feel united. Discontinuity must create cohesion, not chaos. Its core principle is in modern poetry and literature, fragmentation is not accidental. Events may seem disjointed. Speakers may change unexpectedly. Images may appear unrelated. But if these fragments fail to form a pattern, the text becomes mere noise. True fragmentation is deliberate. Its purpose is not destruction of a structure, it is reconstruction at a deeper level. Fragments, when we arrange skillfully, combine to produce a unified emotional or intellectual experience. Why fragmentation is necessary? Why do modern writers fragments at all? Because life itself is fragmented. Memory doesn't unfold chronologically. Thought doesn't proceed in a straight line. Emotion doesn't obey logic. We remember in flashes, we feel in contradictions, we live in interruption. Traditional narratives create the illusion of wholeness and closure. Fragmentation challenges that illusion. It reveals a deeper truth. Experience is layered, interrupted, incomplete. But incompleteness doesn't mean meaninglessness. In modernist example, if we see, this principle is central to modernist poetry, especially in T.S. Eliot. In his poem, The Wasteland, the poem contains multiple language, English, French, German, Sanskrit, shifting voices, fragmented imagery, references across centuries. At first glance, it feels chaotic, but when read as a whole, these fragments revolve around a unified emotional center, cultural exhaustions, spiritual emptiness, a longing for renewal. Eliot begins, April is the cruelest month breeding. Lilacs out of the dead land. Here, spring, usually a symbol of hope, become painful. Memory and desire mix. Life, death coexist. Different emotions collide. Yet together they create one coherent meditation. Fragmentation becomes unity. Everyday illustration, this is not limited to poetry. Consider a city morning, traffic horns, train whistles, vendors calling out, footsteps echoing. Individually, these are scattered sound. Together, they form the rhythm of awakening. Or consider childhood memories, school pressure, games with friends, moments of fear, moments of joy. Each memory stands alone. But collectively, they tell the unified story of growing up. Fragmentation forms identity. If we talk about poetic illustration, let's see this principle embodied in short poem. Fracture morning, voices in France, whisper in dust, a tram rattles past broken windows, chalk on the sidewalks sketches a map. No one follows. A clock ticks sideways. Birds scatter over empty rooftops. Yet the smell of wet earth and the shimmer of frost tie the fragments together, a single pulse of the city, breathing, fracture, yet whole. Notice what happens: broken imagery, shifting impression, discontinuous movement, but the final line revolves and resolves the experience. The city breathes as one organism. Fragmentation becomes a coherence. The purpose of fragmentation is not disorder, it is depth. Each fragment contributes to a larger pattern. The reader is invalid to connect, interpret, synthesize, and in that act of synthesis, unity emerges. Fragmentation must not feel like collapse. It feels like a higher architecture, broken on the surface, structured beneath. That is the discipline of modern art, and that is the principle. Fragmentation must feel unified. Fragmentation is not the failure of meaning, it is meaning perceived from within the fracture. This is the trans-temporal minimalism. Trans-temporal minimalism is a developing aesthetic vision that compresses time without erasing it. It suggests that past, present, and future are not separate corridors but overlapping echoes within a single minimal frame. Unlike high modernist fragmentation in T.S. Eliot, where broken images struggle toward unity, trans-temporal minimalism begins with unity and allows fragments to shimmer inside it. The text is sparse, the language restrained, yet temporality is layered. A single image carries centuries. A pause contains prophecy. Silence becomes a structure. It rejects access, narration, and dramatic resolutions. There is no promised redemption, no linear progress, only distilled moments where memory, history, and anticipation coexist. The minimal surface hides temporal depth. Trans